Hello everyone. We decided at First Mennonite during this COVID-19 dilemma that we would try and do a couple of oddball sort of cooking shows for you to build community within our own church. So we're hoping that enough people tune in to see what's going on here with this. We're starting today with a bit of Russian Mennonite ethnic cooking, and we are going to do some preparation, the whole thing, just like a cooking show might try to do, of the preparation and the deep frying of portsulka. And of course, all of us who are of Russian Mennonite background know that this is a sacred part of the holiday season where we have, at New Year's, not at Christmas, at New Year's, we have this wonderful treat. Portsulka is probably a very interesting food, ethnic food, when you think of it in Russian Mennonite terms. We've done this for probably centuries, and it is quite likely a leftover from our Dutch Anabaptist days. There are many people in Holland who have a very similar expression, which I think they call oliebol. Is that correct?
Oliebolen.
Oliebolen, there we go. And so one can make the attachment that we have dragged this along with us for centuries. So if there's anything that's Anabaptist from Northern Europe, it was probably something like this being dragged through the churches for many, many years. So we're going to start today with a recipe that's been in existence in the Mennonite Treasury for many years. Mennonite Treasury Cookbook, isn't that what it's called, Marianne? And we have one of the finest teachers here showing an ox like me how to do this. And here she comes. Marianne, get over here. This is my wife, Marianne, of course, as many of you know. And this is her book, which she put out this year with some cooking and baking recipes in it. And it's full of ethnic recipes that she has grown up with and that we enjoy very frequently.
And also some reflections on the recipes and the people that they came from. So it was a book that was made for my children so that they can remember their heritage.
Right. So we're going to start off by reading out the recipe here of what this thing is and how it works. And Marianne's going to read it for you, just so you can hear what goes into it.
You start with 1 teaspoon of sugar and a tablespoon yeast and a half a cup of warm water. Let that rise. You'll need 1 cup of warm milk, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon sugar, 2 teaspoons baking powder, a little bit more action to let it rise better, 2 to 3 cups of raisins, 3 egg yolks, then the egg whites beaten separately, 3 cups of flour. Not a lot of ingredients. It was pretty simple ingredients you'd have on hand at all times. We'll take you through the mixing of it, and then we'll take you through the deep frying of it as well.
Okay. So you'll need to know that I have never done this before, and this is my first run at it, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. So we hope that you watch along to my clumsy assemblance of this stuff. I am being very carefully watched on how to do this properly. So, and she will absolutely assault me if I do anything wrong.
Right.
So, let's begin.
Let's start with the eggs, because you need to beat the egg whites first.
Okay.
They need to be done. So, here's your eggs.
Okay. So here you can see we have this interesting little piece here. I've never seen anything like this from when I was a kid, but things have advanced considerably since then. My mother would have done this very differently. But this is a little apparatus which separates the egg white from the yolk. You see, there it goes. Come on, get out of there.
Shake it out, swirl it.
Shake it.
Careful.
There we go.
Oh, it really jumped.
We got that one up.
Okay.
2 more to go. The other thing that is useful to have is farm fresh eggs. And these, of course, have come from our birds outside in the cold.
That's why the yolks stand so nicely.
They stand so tall. There we go. We got that one up.
Good job. No shells in there either.
Oh,
Nice work. Wow.
It's like I've done this
Almost like an expert.
It's like I've done it a million times. Shake it. I think it's all out, more or less.
Yeah, I think you better get that yolk in here before
Before I
there.
break it. All right.
Yeah.
Now.
So you need to beat that.
So.
The most important thing is never lift. Yeah,
Nope.
that's
Okay.
the first important thing. Do not lift the mixer out while you're mixing,
What will
because
happen?
it will go everywhere. It's happened.
Now you have me wanting to do that.
But
Okay.
sure. Make sure it's on 3. You gotta beat it hard.
Okay. Whip it good, as they say.
That's right. frothy stage, but you have to get to a stiff stage.
Ooh. I think I saw an eggshell.
Uh-oh. Luckily, it's our kids that will be eating these. They have good teeth.
I didn't see it before. Did you throw it in when I was looking? Just to disgrace my work?
Yep.
I was not surprised. There it is. See that little thing there?
Oh, it is. And it's gone.
It's a very small flat. It's actually insignificant.
But it's gone.
But it's gone now.
That's it. Isn't that a handy tool to have a handle on there too?
Oh, yeah.
Turn it all around.
I'm not going to break the glass with it hitting the side?
No, you'll be alright.
Alright.
Now if you drop it on the floor, it probably won't shatter. Yeah,
You shouldn't walk around with it?
best not to.
Have you ever dropped one on the floor?
No, I have not.
Why not?
And I don't want to see one dropped on the
Are
floor.
we getting close here or not?
We're getting close. Oh, you're lifting that very high. You're
Well, I was
living
trying-
danger
I was trying to get some of the froth down.
on the
That was
edge.
called froth management.
Excellent. Good stuff. We're close.
Alright.
For the sake of time, I think we're going to say it looks good.
Close enough?
Yep. Oh. Oh.
There we go. Okay. Next move.
All right. You need the eggs and the milk,
The eggs in the milk.
the egg yolks.
I need the egg yolks, okay?
Yeah.
Now where do they go? In here?
Yep.
Okay.
See if you can use that Yeatslepel.
Yeatslepel.
My mother
Good
was
to know
an
that.
expert with this. She didn't leave anything behind.
These are the sort of things that they didn't have in Russia. Not these handy little Yeatslepels. They had different kinds of things. I think they were called fingers. And here we use something else.
My mother's finger was excellent because she had an injury on her finger, and so she had arthritis. It was curved just perfectly. She was able to scoop everything out.
There we go.
All right.
Now, what goes in next?
You can use the milk to get the rest of the yolk right off of the...
I'm gonna wash that yolk right
maybe
off
not
of that.
quite so high. Yeah, there we go. That's probably a whole lot better. All right.
Okay. Now, I've got a little bit all over my hands, but that's okay.
I see that, yes.
All right.
All right, check your recipe. You've got the warm milk.
Okay.
You've got the egg yolks. You need a teaspoon of salt
Oh,
and a
salt.
tablespoon of sugar. I didn't
Okay.
get your salt out. Here it is.
Again, we have some modernized pieces here. In the old days, there would be pinches of this and that,
Yes.
but now we have this handy-dandy kitchen art thing. Now, what
Slide the tool because you only need 1 teaspoon.
do we need? Slide this down your backbone. Okay, which one?
1. There we go.
Is that one? Okay.
That's 1.
Okay.
Oh my, you think that I can't pour that very well.
I have
Okay,
concerns.
just
I have
in
concerns.
case.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
I also want to feel this a little bit. Okay, I want to have a little bit of the
Feel it between
rustic
your
move.
fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we got one of these. We only need one?
Yes, only 1.
Okay, I got the one in there. Yep.
And then you need 1 tablespoon of sugar.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
1?
1.
Is this the right way to do it?
Well, whichever way works.
What happens if I spill it into the...
It's okay. A little bit of extra sugar isn't going to hurt.
Oh, I think you're right. Oh, there we go.
All right.
So here we go. That goes in.
Yep.
Okay. Now, baking powder.
Yep. 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons. So we're
Slide
back
it.
down here to the teaspoon zone.
Well, you can go right to 2 teaspoons.
Where?
'cause
Oh, sure I
it
can.
does have the
Something like
increment
that?
there. There you
Now
go.
go like this. Pretty close?
Pretty close.
Okay. Now, we gotta mix this up. Right?
Yep. Now the yeast has risen nicely. Look at how bubbly it is.
Oh my.
That's going in there as well. It's okay. You can keep that down.
Drop it in. We have quite a cocktail here.
Oh yeah. You
It's
would
changing
want
colors as we go.
There you go.
Now it's a little bit creamy looking.
All right.
Now it looks like we're getting, oh my, is it raisin time?
You can put some flour in first. I
Probably
prefer to do that because it gets a little bit chunky with the
Okay,
raisins.
let's do
So
that.
you need 3 cups of flour. So
My
if you
goodness.
start with
This,
start with 1.
is that enough?
Not quite full, but it's a little better.
That's better?
That's a little
That's a
better.
full cup there, here we go. So we're gonna get that in here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do these 1 cup at a time, just so that we get them incorporated properly, right?
Right. It's all in the wrist action.
Oh boy,
You're holding that yeast label really low.
you don't like that.
Well, it's okay. It works. I'm just waiting for your fingers to go into the.
There would be nothing wrong with that. Okay, so we got this going.
Oh, you may want to slow down on that stir there.
Am I? Am I
Yeah,
doing something
yeah. No, it's just a little quick. It might go over the edges.
Oh, I don't think so.
We aren't wearing our aprons.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what I'm doing.
Okay, good.
I'm doing everything right, and I'm still getting in trouble.
Yep.
Isn't that right?
Yep. All right, another cupful.
I was careful with that statement. You might notice that.
Yes.
There's another
Yep.
version of it which is happening to me all the time here. So here we go.
Well,
Okay, there'll be 1 more of these yet, right?
there will be. But this is the point at which I'm going to add the raisins
Oh my.
because it's not quite as thick. It says 2 to 3 cups.
Raisins.
So I like to go right in between and give you 2.5.
So this is part of your baking craft, which you've established. You do things at your own way,
I
or
do it however I want.
Okay.
Whatever I'm
I'm
feeling that
actually
day.
attaching some of my own craft to this as well. You may have noticed that. For instance, look at how I'm
Pretty
holding that.
crafty. Yeah, I was noticing
Yeah,
that
it's
for
different.
sure.
It's different than what you did, but it's
It
not
is,
wrong.
But it's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
Now don't forget, you have 1
Oh,
more
I'm-
cup of flour.
I'm quite aware of that.
But here's the trick.
Yes.
Don't put the whole cup in because you're going to add the last, let's say 1/4 cup with.
Oh my, I'd forgotten. I would have left that right out of
I know.
it. So you're saying I should take a full cup,
Take a full cup. Yeah, there you go.
okay? And you say half of this goes in now.
Yeah, a good half, yeah. A little more, yeah.
Hmm.
Good.
Good. Okay. I'm going to save that right there.
All right.
All righty. So for those of you who are watching here, you can see that this is not really that difficult.
No.
It does help to have someone coaching you, because I would have probably done this in a different order, or an incorrect order, or completely wrong.
All right, here comes.
Okay, go ahead. So now you say I have to fold this in.
Right. So don't be as aggressive.
You have
just
to be
need
gentle here.
Yes.
Okay.
Turn it over.
Turn it over and over. Big circles here. Is that what you want?
Right.
Okay.
And then we dust the rest of this
Okay,
on top.
very good.
And once all the flour is worked in, then you'll know
Okay, here we go.
that it's done.
Am I doing the fold proper?
Doing a good job. Yep. Nice fold over.
Okay.
See, and you're holding the spoon further back when you do the fold over. That's good.
It's actually getting heavier.
Yeah, it is. I know.
But I do need to get a little bit of leverage here because it's climbed up the side a bit.
It has. All right. 1 more fold over. And we can leave some of that egg white just the way it is. Okay.
How's that look?
That's good. Now, we'll use the second one.
Okay. So here,
Scrape off the first.
this is called Yeatslepel Aprim. That's what we're trying to do here, which I'm not very good at. Oh my, there's some of this all the way up the side here.
Oh, it climbs.
So now, this has to sit for a bit.
We're going to
2.
cover it.
We're going to put it in the oven with some paper over it. Is that correct?
Yeah, put some plastic over it and we'll put it in the oven, a warm oven, and let it rise.
Okay, I think this is about as good as I'm going to get here with this stuff. So I'm going to put this back in the bowl here. This goes over top. Something like this? Is that
That's
good enough?
good.
Okay. So we're going to put this in. For how long does this go in?
30 to 60 minutes.
How do you know?
Depending on what you're doing that day.
That's a lot of variability.
It is, but it just depends on how much you're doing that day when you get back to it.
So it needs at least 30 minutes, but it can go 60.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
And then it rises nicely.
Look at that.
Nice and fluffy.
Rapid fire. So this is
Yeah.
what it's supposed to look like this.
That's what it's supposed to
Before
look like.
we do the dump.
Yes.
And we're about to do that. All right.
Now, this is the tough part because you have to get a mojo going here.
Ooh.
Because you have to be able to scoop
Mhm.
and then take off.
Okay.
So,
And this has been plugged in for how long?
probably almost 10 minutes. It's warm. Right now we know that it has heated up to 375.
Okay.
So the lid comes off.
What do we got in here?
Oil. Very hot oil.
Yeah, I see very hot oil, yes.
Yes.
So,
Do you want to try the
Well, of
first one?
course I want to try the first
Okay,
one.
let's go. There you go.
so you want to do a cut like this, right?
And it will always be stringy. Don't
So?
worry about what it looks like.
And then it's got to go in.
But that is going to have to scrape that off. And it doesn't matter. They don't have to be nice and round. They can have little
Okay.
tails and edges. But you don't want them too big
No,
because
you don't.
they
I know
have
that.
to fry in the middle. So I would suggest you do
That's
a
good.
little smaller
That's
than
good.
what you're doing.
That's good.
Those are pretty big. I would suggest you do a little smaller.
How's that look?
I would suggest you do a little smaller.
I'm used to being told I don't do things right. Even when I'm doing them right, I'm told that I'm not doing them right.
Those are really big.
That's better?
Go ahead.
Okay. You show me how you do these. You show me. You like what I'm doing? All right. That one is only well, it's maybe half the size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
about half the size. And that pretty much fills it up.
Well,
Now,
we have to turn them, don't we?
well, yeah, I'm getting you 2 forks because you're gonna need to turn them over.
Oh, it's a 2-fork system.
It's a 2 fork, yes.
Okay, tell me when I'm supposed to turn them.
Oh, yours need to be turned. You might only need 1 fork, but sometimes 2 is. There you go. See,
I'm starting to understand.
the 2 forks. Then there's only one thing left to do once they're finished.
What's that?
Eat them.
Well, naturally.
But the problem is always this. The age-old debate. Do you use icing sugar or granular sugar?
Now, it could very well be that this is a discrepancy that goes back to South Russia, whether you were Old Colony or Voloshin.
I think
And,
so.
and I think that there might be some of that going on here.
think
And I
so.
would think that the more progressive Maloshna Mennonites may have had a better idea than the Old Colony.
You think?
Oh, they may have, I'm saying.
We can dump them.
We can dump them? Okay.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier. Remember, there's hot fat there, so you don't want to get it on your...
Okay, cool. All right. So now we're back into pulling some up here.
Right.
And I do 2 large. How's that one look?
They worked out okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Trying to do them a little bit smaller, as I have been instructed. You may hear in the background in the distance Der Friedensfürst is playing, which is another holiday reminder of who we are, where we came from as Russian Mennonites. Some people have referred to that as our Hallelujah chorus, which of course is silly, but it's a tradition that someone of my generation certainly remembers very clearly as being synonymous with Christmas season. And I would often be hearing this on our old record player while festive food was being made in our household. got quite a crowd of them in here. I think there may be one too many, but yeah, that one is a little too large too by the looks of it. Anyway, they actually cook up rather rapidly. I'm surprised really how quickly they do go here in the deep fryer. I guess it's because they really aren't that large. And Marianne is quite correct. Doesn't matter what they look like. They just have to get in here and then they take their own iceberg-like shape. Now, I have not heard if other people have changed up the recipe much and put different things in here. I'm curious about whether you could do cranberries in there. I imagine it would work. Or whether you could use other fruit like blueberry. Marianne, have you ever heard of such a thing?
My mother would put plums.
Plums in, okay.
So, pitted dried plums, half plums, half raisins.
I have never had one with fruit in it like that, but I think it would be an interesting hybrid expression. The lucky thing is, it doesn't matter what they look like, they taste great. You're borrowing something from Frosted Flakes there, you know that, eh?
Oh, well.
There has to be another imperative from our past to describe them, but I don't know what it would be.
Well, perhaps you need to try one.
Is it one that I did?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, memory. This goes way back to my childhood in the early 60s, watching these things come out. Ooh, that's good.
I still remember youth groups coming to your parents' place on New Year's Eve, and there would be large roasting pans full of partridge for us to eat.
Yes, we ate them there, that's for sure.
And were good memories.
But with sugar, right?
With sugar. We used icing sugar. You did granular sugar. I used to think it was wrong.
I've seen a real aberration. I've seen people dip them in liquid honey.
Oh.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. That's an Tim Hortons encroachment or something.
Or something.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
So you can't eat them that way.
Maybe Roger's golden syrup from out west. I could understand why people
There
did
might
that,
be a
but,
Winkler
yeah.
aberration that's been added,
Yeah.
but I would say that, yeah, that's not really right.
All right, you're ready to flip? You're well on your way. Next year, I think you can probably make them alone.
Huh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. Now, this is, of course, not limited to Russian Mennonite people. Engländer can also do this. And it's a matter of getting the batter and the mix right more than anything. This part of it is pretty simple, I think. But the process of getting there is actually fairly simple. It's not that difficult.
So thanks for joining us. I hope you try these yourself.
Yes,
They really are worth it.
They really are excellent. And we hope that if you have never made them before, that you can do it too, just like I have stumbled through it here. And if you're wondering or a little bit lost about how or where to start, just tune right back into that YouTube and you'll see exactly the process, how it goes.
Or give Tom a call.
Well, don't give me a call, check the YouTube. If you have to call someone, call the expert. Thanks for joining us. This was really fun.
Bye.
Bye.